What you'll need is blowtorch. So I've got a Rothenberger Superfire 2. I'm using matte gas, which burns at a higher rate. I've got solder, which is unleaded, indicated by the green. Pipe slice to cut your pipe. A normal 15mm coupling. And flux. Flux allows the deoxidation of the pipe and also for the solder to run around the pipe and make that watertight seal. So what I'm going to do first is just cut this pipe. You also need a heat mat for this process so they don't burn the wall, or in this case the board. So I can put it just down the back here. You may have to pin it to the wall. Sometimes I've seen these on trowels, so you can put them behind on a trowel as well. Right, first things first, so what we're going to do is, I've already cut this pipe, is prepare these ends where the soldered joint is going to be. So with a bit of wire wool, you can clean the ends of both the pipe. You can see from that the oxidisation has been taken off. You do that for both sides of this pipe. It's prepared. Second job would be to flux both ends of this pipe itself. So you don't need loads of flux on, you just need enough to cover the end. You can then put the fitting on, give it a quick twist. Same goes for this end here. So now this is prepared to solder. Use a heat mat and put it behind. This will protect the surface that you're soldering on, whether it be a wall, against the floor, within a void or anything like that. It's not heat proof, the heat resistant, so again we don't want to be aiming at the mat itself, at the board, because again you're going to burn the mat and you could potentially burn the board or burn the wall underneath. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our solder, and personally I like to bend the solder to a right angle at the end so you've got more control, and then just dip that into the flux so you've got some flux on the soldered bit there. So what we're going to do is use a blowtorch on a medium flame, so we don't want it to be roaring, nothing too hot. On the other hand, we don't want it to be too cold. So the ideal is to put it on a slight roar. And what I'm going to be doing is using this not only to heat up the centre of the joint, but also heat along either side of the pipe to allow that to heat up evenly. You notice I've got the blowtorch on an angle, on a right angle to the pipe itself and not facing the pipe. That's so that we don't burn the heat mat nor the pipe behind. As it starts to heat up, you can check the temperature by just dabbing the solder on. If it's not melting, then it's not quite up to temperature. Again, keep moving that torch across the pipe to allow it to heat up evenly. And move. It's starting to melt there. So we're nearly at the point of the soldering melting. And that's all you need to do for that. I'm going to let that cool down before touching it. Don't go grab it, you're going to burn your hands. Also, when soldering, try to get to the solder points at the back so that it looks nice on the front. Once this has had a chance to cool down, you can then use your wire wool and you can give the joint a clean up. Give it a wipe first with a wet cloth to get any excess flux off. I'm going to take it out just so I can give it a good clean up. You can do this whilst it's in situ on the wall. I just want to show you what you're looking for is that it's had a nice solder all the way around, and that's going to make a watertight seal. So that's basically an end feed coupling. You also have got integral ring soldered joints or Yorkshire fittings. These have the solder already inside the joint itself, so there's no need to use any additional solder like I did before. You can just heat these up to the temperature of the solder melting, obviously with the flux on, and the solder will run out at the end. And again, you want to look for a full seal all the way around.